In their game against Team Heretics, Leviatán committed the cardinal sin of Valorant, but they got away with it. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about. Well, we're going to start here in round number 15. Now, this is the bonus round for Team Heretics. They have won the pistol and the second round, and so it's up to Lev to now win this round with the better rifles, and here's how it went.
Rifles, one SMG and one Sheriff. One away from Wootol, though, so that could be something they aim for here. Let's look at the early intent from Heretics. 3-2 split, but this time Aspas is on guard duty at B. If they try and walk this.
Dangerous position to be in.
The gun in the way, he couldn't see it particularly clearly. Does go down to Boo's. Had his number throughout this game in a couple of clutches, couple of ends of rounds. Boo has been the big man. Now with an early pick, they can pause here. Still about a minute to play with.
Such high-risk play coming in from Lev right now. First Aspas, he goes down. Tex also stands tall.
You've got to back yourself, I guess, but this is dangerous. And that owl drone could be actually dealt with. Perfect. The Dizzy does find him. Time to fall off. He actually tries to go back in, and the timing's just perfect.
Spacing.
And the patience pays. Oh, he even gets a second. Nice work from Tex to keep calm there. But Heretics righting the ship. Until then, Mazzino makes his stand on the site. Death from above with King. And suddenly, Benji in a 1v2, but 30 seconds. And I told you once before about this guy, and I'll tell you it again. If he stands, there's always a chance. But does he predict Mazzino's reposition?
Benji thinks he's still back sight, but took the rope across silently. No idea.
But when does he consider it? When does he's got to think about it at some point. But timing is everything. 13 seconds. Mazzino's reposition.
So as you see, they won the round there, but with only one player left alive, their economy was not in a good spot, and so they committed the cardinal sin of Valorant, which is saving after you win a round. Now, I will quickly say there are two, I would say, examples of where I think it's okay to save after you win a round. One is the bonus round, because the economy has just not had enough time to build up at that point, probably, to where your buy might not be that good anyway. And the other is when you're on 12 rounds and you have a big lead, and so it kind of doesn't matter as much either. But in any other situation, doing this is the cardinal sin, and this game gave us a great example why. The first thing I would say to Leviatán is that your buy isn't that bad anyway, right? Take a look at their buy. If you take off the Sheriff from Tex here, he can buy. Right, this is a rifle. We've got one rifle here for Aspas. You say the same for Mazzino. You take off this Sheriff here and add 800 credits here. You can buy. There's 3 guns. You got 3 guns. Give these guys Guardians, Bulldogs, whatever for these other 2. That's a good enough buy to win. That is a buy that can definitely win a round. I'm sure you all probably agree with that. And the thing is, and this is why it's the cardinal sin, is because the Valorant economy is not a 1-player game. It is a 2-player game. And you must consider this when you consider your economic choices. Because here's the thing, by choosing to go for this buy here, Leviatán, and as I said, they can pretty much buy anyway, when you look at Team Heretics buy, if Heretics lose this round, they're on an eco, right? We've got no money in the bank here for Team Heretics. They will have to eco if you win this round. However, by choosing to save here for Leviatán, what you essentially do is say to Team Heretics, hey, you're likely to not only win this round, but win it with multiple players alive, allowing you to build up your fragile economy, and that's exactly what happened.
No half achieved here, of course, they know that. So time going to run low. Now, you can see the layering of utility. They have to respect the timing, and they're trying to maybe disrupt that back line, and Mini Boo's having none of it. It's clean work in the end from Heretics.
And so Heretics not only win the round, but they also survive with 3 players, which means coming into the next round, their economy looks like this, right? Where we have 3 players with a very, very healthy buy. And considering Miniboo has this ult, even if Leviatán win this round now, Heretics will probably have another buy in the bank, and that is going to be very good for them to survive the first loss bonus. Conversely, let's take a look at Leviatán now, because of course they now can buy after saving for the last round, but you see that they have no money in the bank. And there you have the second problem with doing this, which is when you go for that save after you win, as we saw in the previous round, it's only Sheriffs. It's not a good save, and the reason that it's not a good save is because you haven't even got the first loss bonus yet. Right? You're playing for a first loss bonus there, which again just makes no sense. Why are you choosing to save to only go and get 1,900 credits when you're trying to lose? Doesn't make sense when you consider that their buy was good enough to potentially go for it anyway. And now the problem is as well that now they have lost 1 round, but now we're only on second loss bonus with this round, right? So we're only getting plus 2,400, which means again, if we lose this, we're on another eco, right? So we're just ecoing and ecoing and ecoing if we lose these rounds. Basically, it all comes down to this round. And unfortunately for them, and again, this is like a slight caveat here, but normally when you're on the defensive side, your ults are normally going to build up a little bit slower. So for this crucial round, in this instance, we don't even have any ults to use either.
Because they have the numbers. This is going to be a huge play or a big blunder.
Feast or famine moment for Tex, and it's famine. Wu finds him instantly. There was a chance there if things didn't go his way. And they don't. Mazzino tries to make something out of nothing, but Heretics taking the lead.
So, as you saw there, Heretics managed to win that round then with 4 players alive this time. And look, that was a 50-50 round. Everyone had rifles, so winning with 4 players alive is very impressive by Team Heretics. And that means that their eco is in a very, very good spot from this point. But even if this was a very close round that Heretics had won, so say that, you know, they have to rebuy a lot more rifles and they don't nearly have this much money. The thing is, this next round here, now that we're back and Team Heretics have now taken the lead, in this round, look at Lev's buy now. It's awful. It's completely awful. So even if Team Heretics had only won that round with 1 player alive, because Lev are on such a bad buy at this point, it's likely that in this round, they would be able to build up this economy to a very good spot because Leviatán's buy is so bad.
On against you, they're desperate to get Boo down, but he's such a nuisance. Oh, he's being such a pain. Really well done again by Boo. Credit here, just playing his life well, costing them time and potential towards the site. And the threat's been managed in Heretics.
And so you see there again, Team Heretics are able to win against a very bad eco with 4 players alive. And this is the real problem, that when you get into this spiral, essentially, of having to constantly eco all the time, of course, you're just letting your opponent, you know, build up their economy to such an extent that no matter how the game goes at this point, right? Like, it's 10-8. It is going to end 12-12. But if you're Leviatán here, you're going to have to win against all rifles, right? They are never going to have to save at this point. Whilst they've had multiple eco rounds against you, now you've let them build up their economy to such an extent that they're never going to have to eco. You're never going to get, you know, a nice, easy, free round on the board and be able to build up your economy. You're always going to be playing catch-up. And that is exactly what happened in this game. This game did go the full distance. It went to 12-12 here, as Leviatán would win that last round. But if we go to the last round, there was no round where Team Heretics had to eco. Lev really had to fight tooth and nail every single round, claw and scrape their way back into this, mainly, in my opinion, because of that decision that they made earlier on. And so we know that Valorant is a very snowball-y game. But the thing is, when you choose to eco after winning a round, basically what you do is you build that snowball for your opponent and just ask them, all you've got to do is just push it down the hill, right? As long as they beat your ecos cleanly, they're going to be in a really, really good spot for pretty much the rest of the half.